Hi guys, my name is Manu and today we're going to talk about availability sets and availability zones in Microsoft Azure. These two terminologies are used to provide high availability to your virtual machines that are running on Azure platform. These virtual machines can have any operating system like Windows Server, Linux, Oracle, database, or Ubuntu. So you can choose the operating system based on the computing needs of your organization. Let's get started. So there are three reasons why a VM will be impacted. The first one is unplanned hardware maintenance. So let's take an example of an Azure data center where we have multiple racks of servers. If one of the rack fails or any component in that rack or one of the servers fails, is about to fail. So Azure is going to issue an unplanned hardware maintenance to reduce the impact on your virtual machines. The second one is unexpected downtime. This occurs if there is any hardware failure that has already happened and which is unexpected. So Azure is going to make sure that it will migrate your virtual machines to a healthy physical machine in the same data center. The third one is planned maintenance. So Microsoft has the responsibility to update its own servers where the virtual machines are running. So Microsoft will make sure that the Windows updates that it needs to be done on its own servers is planned in such a way that it does not have any impact on our virtual machines. Let's talk about availability sets. So in this picture, we can see that we have two IIS servers. Now we have two fault domains. Fault domain is nothing but a rack of servers. So if I create a virtual machine and I go for availability set and I go for two machines, two instances, then Azure is going to make sure that the machine, there are two machines created on two different racks. So that if one rack fails or any of the components of the rack fails, for example, storage device or network switch or the entire physical server, then we have a second machine running on the other rack or the fault domain. So availability sets provides you, resiliency in case a rack fails within the data center. Let's talk about update domains. So in this, we have three fault domains. Fault domains, as I said earlier, these are nothing but your racks where multiple physical servers are racked. So we have three update domains here. So Microsoft is going to make sure that it runs Windows updates on one update domain at one point in time, so that your machines are up and running in the other update domain. So first it will do uh, Windows updates on UD0, then UD1, and then UD2. It will not run Windows updates on two update domains at the same point in time, so that your virtual machines are not impacted. Now let's talk about availability zones. So in Azure, we have different regions. The region can be East US, West US, Central India, South India, Central Korea. So in one region, we have multiple zones. Now, zones are nothing but a collection of data center. You can have 1, 2, 3, or multiple data centers in an availability zone. So availability zone provides you resiliency if the entire data center goes down. So if you're using a single VM without any uh, infrastructure redundancy, it is going to give you a different SLA. But if you go for an availability set, it is going to provide you protection against failure within a data center. So as I said earlier, if the rack fails or a physical server fails, the machine, there will be other set of machines running on other racks or physical servers within the data center. Availability zones. So as I mentioned, in one region we can have multiple availability zones, and in one availability zone we can have multiple data centers. So if one of the zone is down, So Microsoft will make sure that our machines are there in some other zone, uh, in some data center, so that if entire zone goes down or one entire data center goes down, then your machines are up and running. Next is region pairing. So every location has multiple regions. So in US, we have East US, West US, which are like hundreds of miles apart. So if in case there is a natural calamity like tornado, earthquake, or any other disaster, so the region pairing is going to make sure that if entire region goes down because of one natural calamity, then your machines are running up and running in some other region. So this was about availability sets, availability zones, and region pairing. Now let's go to the portal, and I'm going to show you how we can create a virtual machine and how we can choose different options like availability sets and availability zones. So we are in the portal now. So I'll go to this virtual machine, and I'll add a virtual machine. Let's say I want to create an IIS server. Now, if you see here, my region is Korea Central. Now, in Korea Central, the availability zone is grayed out. That means if I'm using Korea as a geographical location or region, it does not provide you any redundancy for availability zone. So I'll have to go for availability sets. So let's try and use some other region. Let's go for East US. Now, as soon as I select East US, it gives me the option of availability zone. So if I select availability zone, it gives me an option that how many zones do you want to select. You want to go for one extra zone or two or three. And if I go for availability set, then I'll have to create a new availability set. So I'm going to name it IIS availability set. Now here I can choose different fault domains. So if I go for two fault domains, that means I'll have two machines running on two different racks within the same data center. And update domains, I can go for 5. The maximum limit for this is 20. So you can have maximum 20 update domains. And for this region, I can have maximum 3 fault domains. So this is how we can set the availability in case we are creating a virtual machine and you want to achieve high availability for that virtual machine. So that's it. That's it for this video. I hope you are enjoying watching my videos and they are informative. So I'm going to put more videos in future on Microsoft Azure and other technologies. Keep watching my videos. Have a nice day.